Hey, what's going on guys? Oscarmini here and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be having a review of the Xiaomi Mi A3. I've basically had the smartphone for the past 2 months and I feel at this point I can say a thing or two on this device. But before I head into the full review, be the cool guy or girl who clicks on the subscribe button and also the bell icon next to it to stay notified around here. So without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. Here is how the unboxing experience feels for the Mi A3. You open the box to be greeted by a little white box housing the TPU case, user guide and SIM ejector tool. Next up is the smartphone, which I'll be setting aside for now, and probing further, you'll see the Type-C USB cable, a 10-watt charger, and that's all with no earpiece within this unit. The setup process was a breeze, and in about 2 minutes, you should be able to get this Android One powered device up and running successfully. Now let's get to talk about the design on the Xiaomi Mi A3. Honestly, from the moment I purchased this smartphone, I knew for sure that I wasn't going to go back to large devices as my daily driver for a while. I mean, the comfort and ease to reach all parts of the phone is one thing I have really missed in a while, with every device lately coming in a massive form factor. The top features a secondary mic, 3.5mm jack port and an IR blaster. At the opposite end and the bottom, you have 2 down-firing grills, with the left likely housing the mouthpiece and the right side houses the speaker. To the center of those grills is a USB Type-C port. Come on, what more could you have wanted? The left side has the hybrid dual SIM tray, and you get the volume rocker and the power button case to the right. The rear of the Mi A3 features a triple camera setup with amazing results, as we'll cover much later, and an LED flash. By the way, the color variant I have here is called the Mi A3 Candle Grey. You do not get to see the fingerprint sensor, and that's because it is situated within the display. And that brings us to the front side, which has a 6.088-inch AMOLED panel with a water drop notch and a tiny LED notification light to the right corner. Now, for the fact that this device feels a little easier to use than most other devices out there when you consider the form factor, you still for sure can feel its heft. First off, it is worth noting that this device comes off with approximately 6.1-inch AMOLED panel. Note I did say AMOLED panel with a 720p resolution. Now, when it comes to color representation, it really does amaze me with how pretty decent this panel is. It is fairly accurate and does a good job. One downside I can point out on this display would be the brightness, as I'd have loved a little brighter panel for outdoor use. This isn't me saying that this display is bad for use under direct sunlight, just that it could have been better. Video streamed from YouTube obviously get capped at 720p, and these are fairly nice looking videos you can see on this display. As far as sound is concerned, this smartphone has one of the best sounding speakers among its peers. So the Mi A3 has better and crisp sounding audio, while the Phantom 9 kinda sounds distorted. Now when it comes to camera, this is one of the most spectacular things about the Xiaomi Mi A3. Now most smartphones out here have great specs and fail in reality, but that isn't the case for this set of cameras. You have a 48 megapixel main shooter, 8 megapixel ultra wide and a 2 megapixel depth sensor setup at the rear. The reality here is, you get way better photos from the main lens than the ultra wide, and I decided to stick to that for all my shots. When it comes to the main shooter, it actually does deliver with nice dynamic range, great details and amazing photos. I can arguably say it is the best camera on a smartphone for the mid-range devices, like the lower end of the mid-range devices. Check out those photos for yourself. The front-facing camera has a 32 megapixel sensor, which is great and detailed, and as long as your lighting is right, you've got yourself a nice selfie-taking device. When it comes to videos on the Xiaomi Mi A3, the rear cameras can go up to 4K but with no stabilization, and the video stabilization starts at 1080p, while the front camera does go up to 1080p in resolution. Video quality is quite decent, and I'd give it a 7 out of 10 with the price in view. The front-facing camera also takes decent videos, and here's the testament to that. Here, and this is a front-facing camera test for the Xiaomi Mi A3. Do let me know what you think about the color reproduction and your general thoughts on this camera. Bye for now. Performance on the Mi A3 relies on the Snapdragon 665 in here, 4GB of RAM and 128GB internal storage. With a Snapdragon 665 chip in here running on pure Android, by the way that's Android 9 Pie on the smartphone, you definitely would expect a nice and smooth user experience, right? Well, that's obviously the case here. Performance is quite amazing, no bloatwares, you'll be able to run most of the 3D games decently on the Mi A3, and most of all, the device is quite snappy. This processor is paired with 4GB of RAM and 128GB internal storage. There is also a 64GB variant on the smartphone market. Gaming experience here is quite amazing and one of the best in the mid-range space right now, next to the Huawei Y9 Prime. I mean, games play smoothly, and I've been able to play PUBG at up to balanced graphics and medium frame rate settings. The benchmark scores for the Xiaomi Mi A3 can be seen on the screen. Battery life is really impressive on this smartphone with a 4030 mAh battery in here and a 10W charger included within the box. I mean, the Mi A3 has a really amazing battery life. The 10W charger included within this box charges this device up in about 2.5 hours. Even though there isn't a fast charger included within the box, this smartphone has support for an 18W fast charger. If you want to find out more about the battery life on this smartphone, I made a battery drain test video you should check out for yourself. I'll have it linked in the description box below. So when it comes to the price of this smartphone, I can say that this is one of the best value for money and can be compared to the Huawei Y9 Prime. I have a link to that review in the description below and somewhere, I think, around here. So for roughly $200, you should get the 64GB variant of the Mi A3. I got mine the 128GB model for 80,000 Naira, or what converts to about $220, and I don't really think I have gotten a better deal at this price till date. So, what are my thoughts on the Xiaomi Mi A3? If you want a smartphone that gives you bang for your bucks, amazing battery life, super clean photos, portable and a tad better than average computing performance, then this is one of the few smartphones with an affordable price offering all those right now. It pretty much checks out all the boxes for a good and decent mid-ranger. In one sentence, the more I use the Mi A3, the more I fell in love with it. And there you have it, my review on the Xiaomi Mi A3. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as I'd love to hear from you guys. Also, do not forget to like, share, and also subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that already. Other than that, is goodbye, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Cuídate.